even now he said within 3 minutes he will join in.
He said, yeah, just watch out for him so that we.
Yeah, I'm just watching. Start. When you're talking also, I was watching.
Yeah, that. Because we can't start without sir.
Yeah. Welcome, Bashwalingappa, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, all jury members, all teachers, and our other supporters.
Very good morning to
everyone.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for such warm greetings.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ram Ganesh sir.
Good morning, Ram Ganesh sir. Good morning. Good morning, Priya ma'am.
Good morning, everyone.
Nice to see
Good morning, all.
Lovely to see the jury. And Sharada and I were getting into our own world, and I think you were all asked to listen to that. Sorry about that. We didn't realize we had an audience listening.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
Hi, Shobha. Good morning. Shobha, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Something is going wrong. 1 minute. I think.
Morning, Shobha.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning.
Can't see you.
Yeah.
Good morning, Dr. Vasanti.
It's a bit of a problem. It's okay. I can hear you.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm doing good, dear.
Yeah.
Uma is one of the most wonderful persons I have ever interacted with.
Uma is like that only for us also, Vasanti.
And you know what, Sumati? She is our gift from Osur Sawadya to your team. Remember that.
Thank you so much. A good way to start the day today for me.
What do you mean, Uma?
Good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
Ma'am, Uma is helping me to check the lesson plan also, ma'am.
She will do. Uma is that kind of an involved person. You have no idea whom you're interacting with. She's been the founder of the Ashok Leyland School, and not just its founder, the passion with which she drove the quality there. I mean, maybe you guys have to visit and see one day, just to see what Uma has done. Yeah. And for me, it's a lovely journey of learning with Uma. She's a wonderful colleague.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure. And the support you rendered in the beginning is something that helped us a lot.
Not at all, Uma. Sir has not come in yet.
He said within 3 minutes, 5 minutes, I will join. So I spoke to him. He said, ma'am, Vasanti ma'am is waiting for you. That's what
don't tell him that. My
I said,
wait for him. Oh, need to wait. My God. I'm just wondering, should I call sir?
I think you should, ma'am, if you don't mind.
I'll make a call. No?
Yeah. No, because everything else, we don't want the other things to get delayed. That's only a request.
I'll just call sir and he would be able to come in. Actually, I can't understand why. Yeah, I just got his number. I think sir has joined.
Yeah, he's joined, is it? Great.
I think so.
Morning.
Yes.
Good morning, sir. I'm on the phone with you parallelly.
Yeah. Morning. I was told yesterday, very specifically, night somebody called up and said 9:30. So that's why I was. Yeah.
Welcome, sir. We are waiting for you. We are going to start.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I was just talking about my mentor and I said, I have to come in early before my guru comes in and pay my respects to my guru.
It's always a pleasure having you in the platform along with us.
You have no idea, sir, what you have done to my life. You just keep underplaying that. That's the problem.
Yeah. So, Janani.
Yeah, Vasanti ma'am is present to everyone, sir, same way. She is also mentoring all of us.
Sir has taught me that, Sumati. He is my absolute mentor, guru of gurus.
Seema,
yes, sir, we can't see you. Your camera has to be switched on, sir.
1 minute.
Yes, sir.
In the meanwhile, Seema ma'am, we are live on YouTube.
Yes.
Nice.
We're ready to go live on FB.
One second.
Yes, sir. Yes.
First camera has to come on.
Just give me a green signal and we'll start.
Ma'am, we can start, ma'am.
Thank you.
Is that
Salutations to the Guru who revealed the power of timeless infinite truth to us. Salutations to the Guru who enlightened us by removing the darkness that blinded our eyes. Salutations to the Guru who personifies knowledge and power. Learning is finding out what you already know. Doing is demonstrating that you know it. Teaching is reminding others that they know just as well as you. We are the learners, the doers. We are the teachers. A very good morning to everyone, esteemed guests, participants, juries, advisories, our supporters, and to one and all present here. Teachathon 2021, a teaching hackathon for teachers by teachers. The theme for this year being NEP from concept to implementation. A virtual marathon for those who are born teachers. It's good to see that nothing stops us from being the best and doing the best. It's been quite a long time since we've gone virtual and yet said we will continue whatsoever. With wishes for bright times ahead, let's all pray to the Almighty and invoke His blessings as we start the day.
गुरुवे चरणम् गुरुपादं शरणम् गुरुवे शरणम् गुरुपादं शरणम् अरविन्दासन सुन्दरवदने विद्यां देहि नमोऽस्तु ते विद्यारूपे विशालाक्षि विद्यां देहि नमोऽस्तु ते वन्दे बोधिं प्रदां शारदां विद्यां देहि नमोऽस्तु ते वीणापाणि कमललोचनी विद्यां देहि नमोऽस्तु ते अरविन्दासन सुन्दरवदने विद्यां देहि नमोऽस्तु ते.
Thank you, Ms. Neha Anantaraman, for that soulful rendition. I now request Ms. Lata Srinivasan from Team IIEM to give the welcome speech.
Thank you, Janani ma'am. Good morning, dear educators and distinguished guests. On behalf of the organizers, Indian Institute of Education Management, Bangalore Sahodaya and Hyderabad Sahodaya, I welcome all of you to our second edition of Teachathon, a virtual teaching hackathon and conference for teachers by teachers. When we started Teachathon last year, our intention was to create a platform for teachers to network, share ideas and innovations in teaching with the larger teaching community, irrespective of the location of the teacher. That intention continues to hold currency even today as teachers pan-India have attended our webinars and conferences. National Education Policy NEP announced in 2020 will move from being a concept or an idea to a reality in classrooms from 2023. This means that all the teachers in schools should be geared not just to know the concepts as they are defined, but to implement NEP both in letter and spirit, to enable students to learn life skills and competencies needed to be a productive and responsible members of the society and the nation. To enable schools and their teachers to navigate this transition with ease, we mooted this idea of the National Education Policy from concept to implementation as the main theme of Teachathon 2021. Our advisors, our mentoring committee, and senior educators to whom we turned to for support and for validation, enthusiastically backed the idea and generously offered their time and expertise to the event. In early July, we commenced the preparations for this 3-day event by organizing a series of 10 webinars every week, all focused on the various aspects of NEP, delivered by senior educators who are domain experts. These webinars were well attended by teachers across India. We have engaged close to 4,000 plus teachers from different boards and categories of schools. Their support and participation has been a wonderful learning experience for all of us, and at the same time, humbling and encouraging. We witnessed various school managements and from across various cities and towns see this as an opportunity for their team to learn and encourage the faculty to participate in large numbers. The format of Teachathon this year had a contest for teachers to showcase their ideas and innovative techniques, and we have now chosen about 200 finalists. The conference or the webinar, where we will hear the implementation expertise about NEP from experts in education. To this 3-day Teachathon event, I welcome our co-organizers, Bangalore Sahodaya Schools Complex Association, represented by Ms. Pamshipri Amar, and Hyderabad Sahodaya Schools Complex Association, represented by President Dr. Narsimha Reddy, who have been unflinching in their support and encouragement. I would also like to welcome our Teachathon Leadership Committee, Dr. Vasanthi Tyagarajan and Dr. Sharada Chandrasekharan, and our cheerleader, Ms. Manila Carvalho, all of whom have supported and mentored us all through. I also welcome representatives from Tutorroot, our platinum sponsor, Mr. Satish, Mr. Janajit Ray, Mr. Shivkumar Srinivasan, our other sponsors, Q-Shala, represented by Ms. Shilpa, Mr. Raghav, Mr. Sachin, Mr. Ajit, and other sponsor, AI School of India, represented by Mr. Borwe and Mr. Suresh Gurunathan. I also welcome our behind-the-scene cheerleaders, Mr. Ram Ganesh, Mr. Rangarajan, and Mr. Suresh Ramamurthy for their support during the entire duration. Our jury members, all of them senior educators, leaders, and mentors in their own right, have offered valuable counsel and guidance throughout our journey, spending many hours of their personal time for discussions because they believed in the power of collaboration. We welcome all the jury members for this grand finale. I warmly welcome speakers of the webinars who have consented to share their ideas, experiences, and expertise with the larger teaching community.
Is it connected to
Last but not the least, here is a hearty welcome to teachers around whom this entire event is focused on. The next 3 days are going to be about you teachers. Curiosity to learn has led you to register for this event and the contest, and it has brought you here. Make sure you have significant takeaways from Teachathon to help you professionally and personally. Come, let's celebrate teaching. Over to you, Janani ma'am.
Thank you, Lata ma'am, for that warm welcome. I request Dr. Vasanthi Tyagarajan, Chairperson, Teachathon 2021, to declare Teachathon Meet open and inspire our contestants with a few words.
Ma'am, you're on mute.
Vande Gurum to one and all the gurus present here today for this momentous occasion of opening the ceremony. But before that, I have to bow before my Guru, Mr. Balasubramaniam, who has made me what I am. Because without my Guru, I would not have been where I am. Whether I'm sitting here as chairperson or running a school called Shishya School, which is recognized by CBSE as a quality school, all of it is attributed to Sir. Anything on my profile you see, Fulbright, National Award, anything I attribute to my Guru. It is rare to have a Guru like him who wants to see the Shishya grow. And every day it gives him pleasure when he sees all of us. I'm not the only Shishya for him, but all of us are very possessive about him. That's the problem. Everyone wants to be known as Sir's pet Guru, Shishya, you know, and he makes sure we're all pampered that way. Thank you, Sir, for making that difference in my life. Because without you, I would not have been here in this forum at all, not even recognized. Without that, nothing would have happened. A word of congratulations, big word rather, to the team headed by Sumati and Lata. I know the kind of pursuit for excellence that both of them have and the passion to ensure that teachers keep developing all the time. That's the focus of the IAM. And they've been doing it so brilliantly for the last 2 years. This year, I was pulled and roped in rather to take care. I'm so glad to be part of it. And the jury is a distinguished jury that has lent itself the time to look into teachers' plans and ensure that nothing but the best is projected to the nation. Because everyone is going to watch this and take a leaf out of the best of the teachers. We are planning to even release a little booklet, sir, at the end of this, so that the best practices, the winners, and all the finalists would come into one book, which is released for reference by teachers. They can go through it. And I want to also encourage and thank all the participants who are going to come into the finals. I don't think the winning ultimately matters. Yes, it is prestigious. But the fact that you have come to this level, I think, deserves accolades of the highest order to have reached here. Because that's been the kind of a tough challenge. It's not simply Teachathon. I think it's not simply a kind of marathon of sort. This is beyond that. And all teachers have risen to that challenge, prepared themselves well in spite of their online classes running and taking time off to make sure that the best is presented and then filtering that to present nothing but the best here. I think that is the journey that every teacher has undergone, and we must pay our salutations to that group which decided not to give up. So once again, I thank Sumati for involving me in this, and I thank Sir for honoring us with his presence. I just requested, Sir, can you come? And I think he was most unhesitant when he said, yes, Vasanti, I'm there. So that is my Guru, you see. However busy he is, he will not say no to his Shishya. Just thank him for that. I declare, if at all I'm supposed to declare, cut open a virtual ribbon. Fine. May the marathon, the Teachathon, bring learning to all of us. We all have to learn. The learning journey has never ended. Thank you all. Best wishes, salutations to the Gurus, to the Lord above us, all the Siddhars, all of the gods who guide us today. I firmly believe they are there to take us on this learning journey. Thank you. Vande Guru.
Thank you, ma'am. I request Dr. Sharada, Vice President, Teachathon 2021, to address the gathering.
Thank you very much for calling me vice person. I hope so. Such wise persons are around, and I'm amongst such eminent wise persons. I hope that I stand at par with all of them. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Each and every teacher who is here, each and every eminent person who is here is my Guru, because the journey with them has made me learn a lot of things. And I'm so happy that I'm sharing the platform with Dr. Balasubramaniam sir and Vasanti ma'am and many more such stalwarts. I'm very honored to be here. And what I would like to say is I love to tell stories, so I have to tell the story. Without story, Sharda is not there. It seems one very poor Brahmin, long, some 1,000+ years ago, 2,000 years ago, he wanted to learn, he wanted to acquire knowledge. but he did not find right gurus in his village. So he wanted to go to the next village, next place, town. He had to pass through a forest. So he started walking. He reached the forest. In the midst of forest, he was hungry. Sorry. So he sat down under a huge tree, started to eat whatever he was carrying with him. Suddenly a huge Brahma Rakshas, one demon, jumped and said, I believe, where are you going? So this poor boy got scared, young man got scared, and he said, I'm going to the next village. For what? Then he said, no, I'm going there to find a teacher. Then the demon said, I believe I will do all the teaching for you, and you better learn from me. Now this young boy was very worried and scared. What will this demon teach me? What am I going to learn? I want to acquire knowledge. What is this going to happen? But it is a demon, can never say no. The Brahma Rakshasa may eat away. So he said, okay. Then the Brahma Rakshasa put one condition, that you should not say I'm hungry. You should not say I'm feeling sleepy. You should not move. Every day I sit on the tree, write on leaf, drop the leaf. You have to learn and immediately tell me what you have learned. We have discussions. We will go to the next leaf. And as long as I continue to do, you should not say you're hungry, sleepy, blah, blah, all that. Now this boy was petrified, but he doesn't have a choice. He accepted. Then every day this process went on for years. The boy learned, and no food, no going to sleep. And after a few years, the demon jumped from the tree and said, boy, I'm very proud of you. You learned all that I want you to learn. Now you can go to next village, but now you tell me, what is your name? I never asked you, you never told me. So the boy said, my name is Vishnu Sharma. And what you taught me, nobody else can teach me. You must be a very well-learned person. How come that you are in this form of a demon? Then the demon said, I believe, I have become Brahma Rakshasa because I didn't share my knowledge. So I am given this curse that you will become a Brahma Rakshasa till you share without expecting anything. Today, you made me come back to my normalcy, Vishnu Sharma. You are going to become very famous for generations and lives to come. And today we learn Panchatantra, which is written by Vishnu Sharma. And even our great-grandchildren will remember Vishnu Sharma, thanks to that knowledge which is shared by one Brahma Rakshasa. Now, why did I tell this? IIEM knew this story. They thought that if we don't make the learned people share their knowledge, they will all turn into Brahma Rakshasas. So we will make them all remain as good teachers and share this knowledge. So we will have a lot of Vishnu Sharmas coming in this country, and we will have the best of the knowledge, and a storehouse of knowledge we will become, and we will become more and more intelligent and more learned people. Thank you, IIM, for making us good teachers and not Brahma Rakshasas. We are all here. And for last year, I have been associated with IIM. I really enjoy this Teachathon because it really opens up our mind and heart when we are sharing. Why I am so thrilled to be with Vasanti ma'am is, Vasanti ma'am is like that. The more she gives, the more she gets thrilled. There are very few people like that who will give khul ke dete hain, they'll say. She is one like that. And I learned a lot from Vasanti ma'am. I learned a lot from quite a lot of people who are here because who shared their knowledge. And this knowledge sharing is what we need to do being in this teaching fraternity. IIM is doing salutes to them for doing this. And again, I'm so thankful to IIM that I'm sitting, sharing the platform along with a stalwart guru like Dr. Balasubramaniam sir. I don't know, I would have really done a lot of punyam that I'm sharing the platform with you and Vasanti ma'am. Thank you so much, sir. Every time I listen to you, I know that how many more miles I need to walk before I say that I retired. And thank you so much, sir. All the best to all the participants who are doing a real marathon work in participating in this Teachathon, and the jurists who are listening and becoming wiser and wiser so that they will make all of us more wiser, and to IIM for making us all share this knowledge. Congratulations to all of you and all the best to all of you. And thank you for really making us all listen, share, and being the best teaching fraternity, to be the human beings' best learners and not Brahma Rakshasas. Thank you so much. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for those inspiring words. Now let's all learn to share and become Vishnu Sharmas. Thank you, ma'am. We have with us today Mr. Shiv Srinivasan and Janajit Ray from Tutorroot. We request them to share a few thoughts about Teachathon here.
Good morning to one and all. This is Shiv Srinivasan. It gives Tutorroot great pleasure to associate with Teachathon 2021. Unfortunately, the founder of Tutorroot, Mr. Satish Manchala, is unable to join the distinguished gathering at this, Teachathon 2021 inauguration. But I hope he would do so maybe tomorrow or on the last day of this event. Tutorroot is happy to support Teachathon 2021, and it gives us a great pleasure to be present here. I would not take much time and rather hand over to Mr. Janajit Ray to probably talk more, because I'm sure he would have enough and more knowledge than I do at this moment to share with these speakers here. Thank you so much, and wishing everyone all the best.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Janajit Ray, sir, are you here?
Good morning, everyone. I am really very honored to be able to talk to all of you today. Now, I have seen Dr. Balasubramaniam in his heydays. I don't know whether Dr. Balasubramaniam remembers when Mr. Ashok Ganguly was the head of CBSE. We did interact quite a bit.
Sure.
Good to see you, sir, after such a long time.
Thank you. Thank you. So nice of you to meet again on the platform.
Now, I am very interested in technology helping us to overcome one of the biggest hurdles that India faces. We have a huge population of children who are not being properly educated. Whatever we may say, that's the first thing we must all agree upon. And it is for the teachers to train themselves adequately and take the students forward. I, therefore, am very happy to be amongst teachers and be part of this Teachathon 2021. Tutorroot has given me the opportunity of getting into the world of educational technology, and I believe that with Teacherroot, with Teachathon, Tutorroot would be also one of the big deliverers in the years to come. I thank you very much for this opportunity to speak. I wish all the participants the very best, and let's see how and in what way we take this forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. So we will now start with the proceedings for the day. Amongst us today, we have Dr. G. Balasubramaniam, who is our keynote speaker. In line with the theme of Teachathon 2021, NEP from concept to implementation, sir will be addressing us on holistic development towards education. Dr. G. Balasubramaniam obtained his post-graduation in analytical and inorganic chemistry from Madras University, a post-graduation in Hindi and post-graduation in education too. He obtained a diploma in German from the University of Madras, a certificate in project technology from Trent College of Education, Nottingham, and a certificate in computer education from Leeds University. He is a certified master trainer for skills development from Glasgow. Starting his career as a postgraduate teacher in chemistry in a public school, he took over as a principal in Chennai. He joined the CBSE board as a joint secretary in 1984 and has worked in several capacities in academics, examination, confidential, and administration branches. He was elevated to the post of director, and he held the additional charge of the Chief Vigilance Officer of the board. He retired from the services of the board in the year 2006. Presently, he has his own consultancy services under the banner Educational Systems and Innovations. He has also been the chairman of the Curriculum Reforms Committee and Examination Reforms Committee in the government of Tamil Nadu. Known for his innovation in curriculum development and interactive pedagogy, he has been instrumental to the introduction of several innovations in the curriculum in CBSE, which include frontline curriculum, communicative approach to language teaching, information technology, biotechnology, entrepreneurship, fashion studies, disaster management, life skill education, alternatives to homework, among others. He is a strong advocate of stress-free education and has initiated several steps in this direction. He has conducted nearly 2,000 training programs for teachers as of both in India and abroad after his retirement, covering around 50,000 teachers. His interests include philosophy, psychology, poetry, and literature. He has widely traveled in many countries, participated in several national and international conferences, and presented papers on wide variety of academic interests. We welcome you, sir. Over to you.
Thank you. Well, it is indeed a great pleasure to be on this platform with so many educators who are the key drivers of education in this country today. Well, when I was given this invitation and I started little introspecting, I had some goosebumps because I recalled a discussion I had with one of my own good friends sometime 40 years back. I had a great friend, Dr. M.P. Chaya, right, who recently passed away. He was the principal of the Bharati Vidyabhavan School and subsequently one of the mentors for the national, the Navodaya Vidyalayas. And we were discussing, and I raised a question at that point of time. We have Indian Institutes of Management. Why we don't have an Indian Institute of Education Management, right? And that was a question sometime about 40 years before we were discussing. And for one reason or the other, I could not see that kind of a name coming through. Today, when I see that there's a platform of Indian Institute of Education Management, I think I feel like Martin Luther King, who said, I had a dream. And when you get the dream realized over there, and that's the kind of the spirit that I have. Well, the second is that, topic, that you have taken is amazing, because the very, terminology, Teachathon is very inspiring. Do I have a opportunity for sharing the PPT? I think I've been blocked. Can you open that host disabled screen sharing? I have a PPT.
By data nearly. ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ ನಂತರ ಯಾರು ಇರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಹಿಂಗೆ ನೋಡಂತ ತೋರಿಸಿ ವಿವೇಕ್ ದೊಡ್ಡದು ಬೇಕಾತ್ ನೋಡಂತದ್ದು.
Can you open up my?
Yes, we are doing it, sir. You will get that.
Yeah. So the very terminology Teachathon, it takes you to the links you to marathon.
ನಮಗೊಂದು
Sir, Bashwalingam, could you mute yourself?
It takes you to the spirit of the marathon in Olympics, right? I go back like that single soldier who ran all the way to Athens to say that we have won, right? The spirit of marathon is to reveal a kind of a success. Nevertheless, when it comes to Olympics, marathon is not a competitive racing. It's something where you let people, everybody participate. It's a mass participation, situation. It's a mass participation. So to say that all teachers will participate in Teachathon without a bias is something which needs to be celebrated. I think that's where we find celebrating a teacher acquires the importance through this marathon. Now, three important things that relate to marathon is that one, you need preparedness. A person who wants to participate in marathon has to be prepared. Three skills that you need. One, you need to be prepared. Now, the second is that you need to be passionate and proficient in what you do. The third is that you must have the skills to do. So today, whether it is a marathon or a teachathon, these three things really relate to each other. A teacher needs to be prepared. A teacher needs to have proficiency. A teacher needs to have passion. And a teacher needs to have the skill. And these are the four, important things that you need in the teaching community today. As my friends were pointing out that at this point of time, that whether we really have education happening around, I think that's something which, you have enough opportunities to discuss, right? So I'm going to my presentation, right? So, when you talk of celebrating the teacher, and then you come across the three important things, preparation, dedication goes with passion. Now, in a marathon race, who is a winner? Everybody is a winner. Everybody is a winner. It's not, who takes longer time or shorter time, but the fact is the very participation is a winning gesture. Right? And to me, one who has come to a teaching profession is like running a marathon, and there is no one is a winner, no one is a loser in teaching, because you are doing something with dedication, you are doing something with passion. So a teacher is always in the process of discovering himself, discovering herself, and discovering the process of education. And therefore, I think the appropriacy of the term, Teachathon has got to be really commended on this particular occasion. Now, when there are people who say, sir, well, I don't have the capacity to participate, but remember, again, I go back to Martin Luther King, who said, if you cannot fly, then run. If you cannot run, then walk. If you cannot walk, then crawl. But then whatever you do, you have to keep going. You have to keep moving. And that's what my teacher should do, because whenever I meet the teachers, there is always a complaint. Sir, we don't have the resources. Sir, we don't have the technology. We don't have this, that. But a teacher never gets defeated. the question always says is that, nobody can defeat you unless you are, willing to get defeated. And to me, a teacher should never feel or never to get defeated. Therefore, a teacher always provides a leadership. And I think self-leadership is all that about a teacher, an educator, a principal should have. And only people who have got a self-leadership will be able to develop children of the future as leaders of tomorrow. Right? At this context only, where teachers needs to be a part of the educational marathon, which they said that preparing for the classroom is very important. And I think with the National Education Policy 2020 coming through, a lot of changes are happening around. And I remember that the teachers of yesteryears cannot continue to have the same spirit. I remember when I was a teacher, probably it took 10 years for the NCERT to change a book or the curriculum to change. When I became a principal, I found it was 7 years that was the change was happening. When I became a joint secretary, I found it took 5 years for the syllabus to change. When I became a director, I found that it was 2 years when the challenge, curriculum was changing. But today, you do not know at how many weeks the curriculum will change, because the speed of knowledge, the irrelevance of knowledge is challenging you more rather than the relevance of knowledge. Therefore, the children of today are getting educated day in and day out. Therefore, the teachers are going to be prepared absolutely and have to be on the feet. So what you prepared for the last year, what you prepared for year 2 years before is not going to be relevant. As a matter of fact, what you prepared for the last month is going to be irrelevant. You're going to discover yourself every day. The second is that passion for the job is absolutely something which is very critical, right? Because, you will be driven to have passion by your children, because when the children are passionate about their learning, you will be left with no option but to be passionate about what you do. The third is the pedagogical skills which are required. With the kind of technologies that is coming through, with the kind of interventions for knowledge and skills coming through, I really find that you cannot have what you call a staple pedagogy, a continuous pedagogy coming through for the years over there. So a teacher needs to invent himself or herself with the pedagogical skills. As Howard Gardner once pointed out, a good teacher needs to have pedagogical intelligence. Apart from all kinds of intelligences, that a good teacher needs to have pedagogical intelligence. It is not only what kind of resources that you have, but how you are able to contextualize the resources to the need. So friends, today we are in a world where the next couple of years the education is going to be celebrating innovation. If you very closely look into the National Education Policy, it very clearly says that what is going to be relevant for the future is not repetition of knowledge. It is only going to be construction of knowledge. It is going to be new knowledge which is imparted. So when you say new knowledge, it is not in the 11th class or 12th class, but you like children of KG to come with a new knowledge. So it is not reproduction of knowledge, but it is to innovate, to be creative, and to have new expressions and new meanings which will make knowledge always fresh. And therefore, I see that at least my teachers of the present day for the next decade are going to find some very challenging times in their classrooms, where children are going to come with questions because of integrated thinking, interdisciplinary thinking, and multidisciplinary thinking. And that's where the technology plays a synergetic role, a synthesizing role, facilitating both the teachers and learners to be partners in learning. So friends, when you talk about the National Education Policy 2020, right, it is the first time, because I have been very closely watching the policies right from 1968 Kothari Commission report when I was a teacher. Right from the 1986, the first National Education Policy, subsequently the National Curriculum Framework of 2005, and then now the New Education Policy 2020. This is the first time that you look into a policy which is absolutely looking not only at the current status, but also the futuristics of the country, right? So this policy has taken cognizance of the need for a change, a paradigm change. While the earlier policies were celebrating largely knowledge, this policy is focusing more on what is called skills and competencies development. And I think that's exactly is going to be the crux of the pedagogical innovations in the classroom over here. So friends, it is time for us to be ready. It is time for us to be, to break the barriers. I think breaking the barriers means that you must get not only to out of box thinking, but also you must get into some kind of new approaches to thinking. Right? So every teacher will not continue to remain a physics teacher or a chemistry teacher or a mathematics teacher. You will be qualified more to be a teacher rather than celebrating the disciplines that you have. You have to go beyond the kind of the disciplines that you are engaged with. 12 major paradigm shifts, what I'm thinking is going to impact the national education policy, which the teachers need to understand. That NEP for the first time supports learnability. I think that's a very interesting thing. If you look into all the earlier policies, the policy supported the teaching, policy supported learning, policies supported the learner, but this is the policy where if you go deep into that and analyze, you find the learnability of the learner is being appreciated, and therefore that's a platform stage where you break the barriers of learning, anytime, anywhere learning, open-ended learning, synergizing the formal learning with informal learning are all going to be matters of concern. So the learnability is going to be celebrated. Therefore, the way you run the school, the way you organize your curriculum, the way you open up your pedagogy are going to be entirely different for the days to come. Get ready for that. The second factor is going to be the policy very clearly focuses on self-learning, right? The future doesn't promise the teacher to be an intervention.
Excuse me, sir, your voice is not audible right now.
Got disconnected. Okay.
Request the teachers to kindly wait. The backend team will be getting in touch with sir.
Hi everyone. Sir got disconnected. He'll be back in another few seconds. Thank you.
Meanwhile, Vasanti ma'am, if you can tell us, instance wherein sir inspired you, because you've been talking, sir, you have been saying so much about him, and we have been so much inspired that with the Shishya and Guru stories that you've been telling. There is, if you can describe one instance wherein that made so much of difference, and you can't forget that good memories.
Definitely, yes. It's my pleasure always to talk about sir, until he comes in, of course. Basically, I think my learning journey began the moment Sir entered my school campus as my affiliation inspector for in the year 1994. Date is not forgotten because that's the day he came and saw my school, and it was very simple setup. And he said, "What matters is not the size of the campus or the sophistication of teachers. What matters is the heart." And somewhere in all of us, I think he saw that seed that we can develop. And I think that's the time he decided that I was one person who was worthy of his support, I suppose. So right after I got the affiliation order, I went to Chennai where he was regional officer. And I told him that we've got our orders. And he said, that's not enough simply getting our affiliation order. Where does it take you? So you have to come out of Hosur. Hosur is a very small town. I'm glad you're located in a school there. But come right out and I will make sure that you get the best of exposure. And then began this journey of visiting Chennai very frequently. Any program he had, any orientation that was happening, I was there. That's why I call him my mentor. He ensured that I was there. And then when Sir moved on to Delhi as a director, I was the chairperson of the Bangalore Sahodaya at that point, 2003. That's when Mr. Ashok Ganguly decided we'll have the conference, and Bangalore Sahodaya was given the opportunity. No, as chairman, Sir has come in?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I mean, can you allow me for sharing again?
Yes, sir. I was just talking about you.
I'll do that, sir. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Just talking about you, sharing how you made me grow till you came
Thank
in.
you, Vasanthi. It's so nice of you. And, you know, always technology is a challenge. Every time, you know, right? And
So you will be able to share.
yeah, I'm just getting into. Sorry, technology is one thing which always puts you on the back foot.
No problem, sir. No problem. We understand.
Just a second. It's opening. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Vasanthi ma'am, thank you so much for sharing that.
Yes.
Well, it's my pleasure to narrate this over and over again, nothing like it. Bala sir, maybe we can do one thing. If you can keep your PPT open on one window, sir, and keep reading off that PPT and we listen to your explanation.
Yeah.
You're still visible to us on the second window, sir. It's okay.
Yeah, no problem.
You can do that, sir.
So, as I was talking to you, friends, that the second is the focus is going to be on self-learning of the learners over here, because if you look into the ECCE part of itself, right from the young age, the self-help skills and self-learning skills are being, contemplated by the national education policy. And therefore, I think the way we teachers work on that should be to facilitate learning, mentor learning, and so synergize a formal and informal learning so that the learning domain, learning universe is completely opened up over there. The third thing good about the national education policy is that several of the iron curtains in learning have all been removed. For example, co-scholastic and scholastic, academic and vocational, all kinds of barriers between all kinds of learning has been removed. And therefore, the teacher will have an ability to move into different aspects of the classroom. The way a teacher who just follows the textual material and runs a course of a journey on a train track is absolutely not going to be, good enough for the future. A teacher should become a a pilot and let the children fly, imaginatively with the curriculum, with the textual material. Just 3 days back, when I had an opportunity to visit a school, and that I entered a classroom, I found the teacher was teaching about the Newton's law, first law, second law, and third law. I said Newton's laws are not necessarily physics laws, but they are laws of nature. They are laws of life. And then you take the children beyond the descriptions of what is printed in the textbook. I think that the joy of learning, the joy of expanding the universe is going to be very important in the future to come. The board also, the policy talks about experiential education and bagless classrooms, which I think are again going to be a great boon to the teacher, an innovative teacher and experimental teacher to break the barriers. There is a misconception among people that experiential education is nothing but experimental learning in a laboratory or something, which is absolutely wrong. Experiences could be cognitive experiences, affective experiences, emotional experiences, psychological experiences you can put across. So integrating experiences of different kinds have to be done. But this cannot happen when the child carries a bags into the classroom over there. So you need bagless days over there. I think a lot of one of the other days when I talked to the Bangalore Sahodaya on bagless classroom, I told them that most of our people who learned in India earlier were great learners, but they had bagless learning. We have unfortunately brought all learning into the ambits of a printed textual material, and therefore curbed the real joy of learning. And therefore it's time that we take the children beyond the textual material. So these are other important challenges teachers are going to get over there. The next is going to be pedagogy will become more significant rather than the product of pedagogy. Increasingly, the results of an examination are getting totally diffused over here, irrelevant over there. So the way my teacher teaches over there, blended learning, flipped learning, all other types of learning is going to matter, so that how my teacher is going to facilitate children to experiment with knowledge, to research knowledge, all these things are going to be important. Therefore, the national education policy is opening up huge opportunities for research amongst the teachers, activity-based classrooms. I think that's another very important aspect. Art appreciation, social consciousness will impact the learning process. Therefore, my teachers, whether you are teaching English, whether you are teaching geography, or whether you're teaching economics, it doesn't matter. That how do you let the left brain and the right brain synergize effectively in order that a holistic thinking could take place over there. Because holistic thinking is very important for social consciousness to develop. In the absence of a single domain approach to of the brain, you will find that you are a part personality and not a whole personality. And therefore, my school education should facilitate on opening up the art appreciation. Art appreciation doesn't mean you add one more subject to painting or graphics in the class, but it is a way you develop a sense of aesthetics to whatever you look at, whatever you practice in life. I think that kind of spirit has to go through. The next point is going to be the point talks about the policy talks about research-based learning and extended learning. I think that's the crux of the problem. Today we have gone into what is called a mode of certification, and certification calls for imprisonment of knowledge and not liberation of knowledge. And therefore, a researching mind, a curious mind, an investigative mind is available for right from the primary stage. As a matter of fact, the brain researchers, cognitive researchers very clearly indicate that brain is 3 times more active when they are in 6th to 8th class, that age group, 3 to 12th age group over there, as an adults over there. And that's a time when seeds of research are being planted in the minds of the children, and which works for the future, right? Therefore, I think you have to open the classrooms for that. And then hybrid and blended learning models will facilitate anytime, anywhere learning. Tomorrow, you will find before the teacher comes to the class with a piece of information, the child is going to say, "Ma'am, I know this, I have seen that here, I have seen that there." But probably she will educate you much better rather than what you are going to tell them. And therefore, your classrooms will be more interactive, more, explosive and experiential. So my teachers need to get used to forget their textbooks in their staff room rather than bring them to the classroom. I think anytime, anywhere learning is the call of the future. The ninth is going to be assessments will be customized and will support growth rather than judgment. I think Vasanthi would have done a lot of work on assessment, and with the National Education Policy today talks about self-assessment over that. I think that's going to be very, very critical. I'm not going to be bothered what the board tells about me or what my school tells about me. I'm sure that I know what I know. And that sense of confidence, self-awareness, and self-esteem will be supported by the assessment models. I do foresee that in the next years, next 10 years, the complete modalities of assessment is going to change, and therefore the child will be able to take any examination at any point of time, immaterial of the year or that. I think that is going to be the future, and I think your Teachathon should discuss on some of the challenges that are going to come out of that. And in this process, you will find both the teachers as well as the learners will be the students will be co-learners and continuous learners. And there is the bar for the age bar for learning has been totally dismantled. Today, neurocognitive scientists say that even at the 80, if you are capable of learning a little bit, you can learn German. And 90, if you can move your hand, you can you learn violin at this point of time. 90, and therefore learning one way or the other. The whole problem about learning is that we have stratified the learning, made it one-way path. We want our learners to learn what we know rather than what they intend to know. I think this philosophy has got to break over that. Focus on construction of knowledge rather than reproduction of knowledge is going to be that. Construction of knowledge doesn't really mean that the child is going to be coming with a new paper or something over that, but his ability to look at knowledge from different perspectives. I think that is a very important thing. We have over the years created a myth about knowledge, that the knowledge has to be looked only with one single perspective. Multiple perspectives of knowledge open up multiple levels of learning, and therefore I think you have to celebrate the child for how he approaches knowledge rather than what how he is going to reproduce knowledge. I think that's going to be focus of the level. The last but not the least is going to be skills, proficiencies, and competencies will seek newer meanings. Today we talk about competency-based education. The board as well as the NEP talks about that. Unfortunately, we have dealt with only competencies at very low level. We have never understood that competencies can go to higher level. Ability of a child to produce a particular theorem in a mathematics paper, we say is a competency, which unfortunately is not. Now, you need to understand that there is a dynamics in the flow of competency. We start with the curricular objectives. From the curricular objectives, we filter out to learning objectives. Learning objectives define knowledge. From the knowledge, we move to skills. Skills have their various levels of skills, and these levels of skills lead to proficiencies, and proficiencies lead to mastery, and mastery gives you the competency. I think that's the dynamics my teachers need to understand. Therefore, whenever you take a single concept, immaterial of the subject, you must move from the learning objective, the curricular objective, to the entire dynamics. And that's what the process is going to define how good a school is going to be. And I think that is the call of the day. So to conclude, because I know you have a lot to do, the only thing, who will be the teacher of tomorrow? I'm going to leave it open to you. I'm not going to say that this is those who want to ensure their knowledge and certificates, are those who want to invest knowledge and rediscover themselves, are those who see every dawn as an opportunity for innovating with their knowledge and skills. I don't know to what category we will belong. You have to make the choice. Every teacher has to make the choice. And to me, that learning is the dynamics of life. The day you stop learning, that dynamic stops when you become static. And when life becomes static, you know what it all means to that. Thank you very, very passionate listening. I wish the program a great success, and I'm sure the Teachathon will celebrate the perceptions of the teaching, and celebrate all forms and methods of teaching with technology as one aspect of the whole dynamics of learning. Thank you for a very patient listening.
Thank you, sir. That was indeed very insightful. So we also request you to visit the contestants in the various rooms and see the program proceedings.
Sure.
Back in our team will help you to visit the rooms, sir.
Certainly. Thank you.
I now request Priya team member from IIM, to give the vote of thanks.
Thank you so much, Janani. Good morning, all of you. It's an honor to have been asked to offer a vote of thanks on this occasion. Hearty gratitude to all who have graced the inauguration, and I take this occurrence to thank the entire committee as well as the audience for taking out their valuable time. I also thank our supporters, Tutorroot, AI School of India, and Q Shala for being there and supporting us. I extend my thanks to President of Hyderabad Sahodaya Sports Complex, Dr. Narasimha Reddy, and President of Bangalore Sahodaya Sports Complex, Ms. Vamshi Priyamar. I express my special thanks to Ms. Manila Carvalho, Dr. Sharada Chandrasekhar, Dr. Vasanthi Tyagarajan for their continuous guidance, and our advisors, Mr. Ramaganesh, Mr. Suresh Ramamurthy, Mr. Rangarajan. Not least, I thank all the jury members, the participants and their families, and the IIM team. Thank you.
Thank you, Priya. We now have our supporters, Tutorroot, with us. Tutorroot provides online live interactive classes and one-on-one personalized sessions for students of class 8 to 12 preparing for IIT, JEE, NEET, IGCSE across India and the world. So Tutorroot also works with junior colleges and schools, providing specialized content for JEE test preparation. Over to you, team. Team Tutorroot.
Yeah, Madam, I'm Krishna here from Tutorroot. Is it okay? So I want to share a video also as part of the.
Oh, you've got the sharing permission. Okay, please share.
I'm Krishna from Tutorroot Technologies. Good morning, Dr. Balasubramaniam, Chairperson Dr. Vasanthi, Vice Chairperson Dr. Sarada, the team at IIEM, all the distinguished teachers. So it's a privilege to be in the midst of great teachers, right? So growing up, I always thought it's students who compete in exams, right? And I realized today that it's teachers also who compete among themselves to provide better solutions to students, right? And it's a great learning for me, right? And I think we are learning constantly, and this has been a great thing for me, right? So, and over the last 30 years, only in few situations I've seen huge congregation or teachers coming together and from multiple schools. Probably, my mother was a government school teacher. So one was, the science fairs which happened. And then the other one, which most people hate, is the elections. You get a lot of teachers come together, right? So, but this is probably much larger than any of those, right? So I see 113 odd participants or teachers out here, and this is the largest aggregation of teachers I've seen till date, right? So we'll just play a video about Tutorroot.
Excuse me, ma'am. Sorry for interrupting. I cannot enter the breakout room. Hello.
There is no breakout room here. I'm so sorry. There is no breakout room here. For the contest, you have to log into a different link.
May I know the link? I have I got the mail, so
Message
I
me.
went.
I'm sending you my number. Please message me.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
So online is the new normal. Mr. Bala, sorry, I'll just take a minute, madam. Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am. See, ma'am, I have already sent you the message.
Yeah, yes, wait.
Krishna, sir, you can continue.
Yeah. So Mr. Bala spoke about two things, which I would like to highlight. One is about experiential education. The other is hybrid and blended learning models, right? With the pandemic, so this online live coaching for students has been in existence for many years, but just that the pandemic further accelerated the process of adoption, right? And we are tutored at the right place at the right time. So today we have students from Pan India who are part of our live interactive classes, right? So most of the classes happen in the evening, so that there is no clash between what happens the school timings and their classes online, right? Yeah. So we work with schools and junior colleges as of now across AP Telangana, providing specialized content for JEE test preparation. This becomes as a value add for the schools, which they can provide to the students. Right. So unlike other edtech players which sell content alone, we provide live interactive classes. So which also means we can get access to some of the faculty which can help in preparation for these competitive exams. Right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We welcome our speaker, Mr. KVS Prakash, who is a founder mentor at Innovation Space, Regional Science Center, Tirupati. He's a life member at the Indian Society for Training and Development. He's a faculty at SIRC of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Also a visiting faculty at Wings Business School, Tirupati. Sir was the ex-academic administrator at BG Academy, Pune. He has worked as vice principal and principal in many institutions, also worked as educational advisor, project coordinator, and held various portfolios with CBSE and Karnataka State Board of Education. Sir was also a former Rotarian, Midtown Gulbarga. Sir, it's a pleasure to have you with us today with your vast knowledge and expertise.
Namaste. Good morning, everybody. Hope all there are 107 participants. I want it to be more interactive rather than a webinar or seminar, whatever it is. So can you all type in your chat box what's the breakfast that you have today?
Mr. Krishna, can you please
allow me to share screen? Can you give me permission to share my screen? And meanwhile, I request all of you to type in your chat box the breakfast that you had today morning. Quickly type in chat box. I am live here. I can see. I want all the people to participate here. Please type here. So those are good. I want all 111 to see here. 106 people are participating. 106. So good. And during my session, and time given is very short, it doesn't matter. Keep your Google search engine also open. Keep your Google search engine also open. Okay, now you have typed your, what is that? Somebody has juice, chapati, dosa. Find out in Google is search the nutrition value of vada or nutrition value of idli. You type in Google and then put it in chat box. Quickly you see what is the nutrition value of the food that you had today morning. Banana milkshake, very good. Brinda, you can find out what is the nutrition value of banana milkshake. That means what vitamins, minerals or proteins are present in banana milkshake and how many calories of energy does one banana milkshake give you. That's it. 2 minutes time, you can search on Google and then find out now. So somebody at chapati, you can find out what are the vitamins, minerals, etc. present in chapati or idli, how many calories of energy it gives. Okay, good. And the topic today is, I think, apprenticeship in NEP, if I'm right. That's what the topic given to me. And when Dr. Ram Ganesh told me, I was reluctant. I think this is the first time I'm meeting you all. I'm a small boy. Okay, I myself am an apprentice. I think now in these 3 days, I'll try to attend. Somebody asked me, I think Lata has asked me to attend all the 3 days. Let me learn many things from you people. I think almost all the teachers are here. Great. I'm a small boy in front of you, getting nervous. Krishna, good morning. So I have heard about your tutor this thing. And first time I heard of, there was some company called tutorvista.com in Bangalore. I think around 2004 or something they have started. So I was associated with them, and then I used to teach physics to some American students then. Now, what is this apprenticeship? Is it clear? And all of you know, the first apprenticeship that you get from is your mother. It's a simple example. I'm talking to you down to earth, more practical. Say your mother makes chapati, you also take little dough and then start making small chapatis as a kid. Haven't you done? Or you see, as a student in a classroom, you are a teacher, I was also a teacher. Say, first thing, when my teacher asked me, who will get me the chickpeas from staff room? Madam, miss, I'll go. Is it clear? So that's how you run. You run to the door, 1 or 2 fellows run and then grab the chickpeas and then come back to the classroom. And who is going to clean this blackboard? You see, immediately everybody rushes to the blackboard. Have you done this? All those things have gone now. I think you have become more professional, more decent and maintaining a distance. See that the little joy that the students get from there. And now, I think can I share the screen? I'll show you a small video.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can.
Okay. Let me complete. And this is all nothing but apprenticeship. Even now, you see, look at all the people. You had this Teachathon a few years ago. My niece from one of the, I go to engineering colleges. I go to MBA colleges, I teach chartered accountant, I do a lot of things. But basically, I'm a school teacher who has taught, like, I have not invented or discovered Newton's law. 2 + 2 is, somebody said 4, I believe it. Is it clear? So I have seen my mother preparing idli or vada, dosa, you know, idli man now. 2000 varieties of idlis he has created from Tamil Nadu, you know that guy. I'm into innovation space. Now, most of the engineering graduate students come ready-made projects. You buy, you pay 10,000, 50,000, they buy projects. So when they come to me, I tell, get rid of all that. So I'll give you the idea, I'll give you the know-how. You will have to do it yourself. So मेरी माँ ने चपाती बनाती है अच्छी तरह. Good, I eat chapati. मैं जब चपाती बनाता हूँ, it becomes Andaman, Australia, Africa. Why? I don't have skill. I don't have skill. That's what now Skill India, apprenticeship. See, I request all the teachers, I am your helper here. Almost, I have been doing it for the 40 years, if I'm right now. And any teacher, I request all the teachers, I'm here, your helper. And where I come to help you is, you need not waste your time on searching on the internet, a lot of time, etc. Anything, you just mail me, I'll send you the links, I'll send you the resources that you have to modify and use. Say, like Janani has taught me how to make masala dosa. She has taught me how to make masala dosa, that's it. I should know how to make carrot dosa, palak paneer dosa, and all kinds of those. That is my innovation. That's as simple as that. I'll just play a small video. I think some of you might have seen. If you have not seen it, you will see. I think whatever Dr. Balakrishna has talked about, I know Ashok Ganguly, Balakrishna. There's a clear, I have been associated with a lot of CBSE schools. and almost all state board and other schools. That's it. Hope you are able to see my screen now.